Hey, what's up, Exit the Matrix family? Bob here. Hey guys, I hope you're having a good day. Thank you for joining me on this morning talk. Hey guys, today I wanted to talk about the power of media. Because, let's be real, media is the most powerful propaganda tool that the world controllers have at their disposal. And they control every aspect of it. The people that own the corporations all are connected up to the powers that be behind the scenes. And these corporations are giant monopolies. And I could be wrong here. I can't remember exactly what it is. Let's say conservatively, there's basically like 8 monopolies that control 90% of the media in the United States. Now, it could be less, maybe 1 or 2 more. I believe it's around 8. Anyways, you can go look that up yourself. But the point is that 90% of our media is controlled by just a few people. And none of these people can be trusted because look at the programming. It's all propaganda. It's all globalist crap. It's all pushing the cultists of the climate. And hope you enjoyed that word salad there. And it's pushing their people. If you want to talk about tampering with it, and okay, I almost used a funny word in place of it, but liction, okay? An election. I know it sounds ridiculous, folks, but did you know that you're not allowed to talk about certain words that have to deal with picking people? Yeah, believe it or not, Facebook, YouTube, and all this, they are actually flagging that kind of content and those words. Unbelievable, right, folks? I mean, right before we are picking a person, they're manipulating that. They're getting their claws in there, and they're, like Facebook, they claim that anything that has to do with that is considered low quality content, even though that's what people are talking about. It's the season of picking a person to rule, so to speak, or to lead, or whatever, Look, I realize that a lot of times those people are just figureheads, okay? But still, you get my point. These people are directly affecting the outcomes. And they try to do it through algorithms and through manipulating the media and the message in media. They only give good voice to one candidate, and then they give it the bad advice, bad news against the other one. And it's so folks, what I would tell you here, and I'm not telling you who to pick, let's just say, I would lean towards the one that is not being picked by the media, the one that is not being pushed and amplified by the media and by social media. There you go. Because now you see the allegiances, who they control, who their puppet is, right? That they're pushing. That's a simple way to look at it, right? But it's simple and true, tried and true, because the propaganda is pushing you towards their character. So the media has massive power. And folks, I'm not talking about just the mainstream news media and not just social media. This is also Hollywood entertainment media. I mentioned in a video yesterday about doing some research on the CAA. You really need to look into this, folks, because it's a big can of worms, and most people have never heard of it. But it happens to be an organization that works with another 3-letter agency that you could probably guess who loves to be in the middle of the selection, right? They love to push the dial, in the favor of what they want. And anyways, they're affiliated with them. And well, these these actors, and it's probably even in the music world, I would assume that there's musicians that are CAA. Well, once they are part of this organization, they are now a double agent. And they're a double agent for propaganda, for pushing the globalist agenda, folks. They sell their soul. See, people always talk about how do these musicians and actors sell their soul and to get these better parts and these bigger contracts and, you know, radio playtime and such. Well, how do you think, folks? Who are they selling their soul to? It's not like there's some horned devil sitting there. Okay, asshole, step up, put your name down in blood, and okay, I'm going to go and bless you with riches and power. No, folks. It's all done through the human agents that work for the world controllers. And they do it through these 3-letter agencies and such. Well, this CAA, they give marching orders to these celebrities. They tell them what propaganda they're going to push. See, folks, you got to realize that this is... See, back in the days when they were tampering with MK Ultra and all these other different mind-altering hypnosis programs and stuff, programs to mesmerize people, to figuring out how to propagandize people on a deeper level. Well, they were perfecting it on a small scale so that they could use it on a large scale. See, folks, we always talk about these MK Ultra and, you know, SAA survivors and all this, and we always think, like, my God, these poor souls, they tortured them. They tried to fracture their minds. They, you know, were turning them into these, like, agents and stuff. And they, you know, they use all these nasty tactics on them, you know. Well, folks, they're using that on all of us now. It's time to wake up, folks. Smell the dog shit. It stinks. It's time to wake the F up, okay? Come on, people. Start doing this research. Start teaching people. If you could get somebody just to look up the CAA and go down that rabbit hole, it opens up a huge can of worms. Because then they start realizing, like, oh, my favorite actor, oh, he's so cool and so good looking. Well, he's a fucking double agent, folks, and he's actually using mind control tactics against you. Do you still love him? He's signed on the dotted line. He's a double agent. You ever wonder who these celebrities are? Really? You know, these actors. Do you ever, I mean, even these musicians, folks, for all of you that are like, oh, I love Taylor Swift and I love this singer and that singer. Did you know that most of these singers don't write their own music? They're fucking straw men. That's all they are. They're straw men. They go up, they're gifted with a voice. That's it. And they can sing and dance like a monkey. Well, monkeys can't sing, but you get my point. They're like little dancing monkeys up there, you know? Lip syncing. Well, those songs that they're lip syncing, well, they didn't even write them. Now, I'm not saying every artist doesn't write their own. Now, there are artists that write their own music, okay? And I applaud that. I respect, actually, artists. See, that used to be a thing in the 70s, 80s, and 90s. A lot of your artists, even then, there were a lot of, I mean, it all started with, like, NSYNC and Backstreet Guys, and I'm sorry, I'm not telling their real names. It's just because they're clowns. I mean, I'm sorry. I wasn't into the boy bands and all that, because the reason being is because the boy bands and the girl bands back then in the 90s were the start of this straw man artist, where they would just get people that look good, that can dance a little, have a little bit of singing ability, and then they would choreograph everything. They would set up, they would write their songs. I mean, all they do is, okay, monkey, go out there and perform. Do what we tell you to do. And they aren't real artists, okay? And they made millions. Well, a lot of these groups were also in the CAA, pushing propaganda. A lot of it is very subtle, folks. It's very, like, under the waterline, so to speak. A lot of that stuff that these musicians push is rebelling against your parents, you know, against your family, being a rebel, like standing out. They push you to idolize these politicians and such. They push you to idolize these ideologies like communism and such. How many? Well, that even creeped into the 60s and such, the 70s music. See, it was a slow burn, folks. It just a little bit here, a little bit there. Get these kids, change their minds just a little. Well, that was back then. It's way worse now. I mean, look at these musicians. It's almost like they are trying to be Satan. I mean, the devil. I mean, look at all the actors now, all these, and I call them actors, these musicians. They all dress up demonic and have these demonic like videos and all this stuff. And look, folks, these people don't really believe in the devil per se, like in the biblical devil. They just go up and do what they're told to do. See, it's the powers behind the scenes that send these artists out there to do this. And they're always pushing propaganda and globalist propaganda. They're always pushing, oh my God, the Earth's going to end soon. We're making it too hot. You know, all this bullshit. It's all it is. Well, you connect it all back. They're connected to, they're part of a 3-letter agency connected to another 3-letter agency. And the mass media, the mainstream news media is no better, folks. It's the same shit. These people are just clowns. They're monkeys. They get these beautiful people, these good-looking men and women to sit in front of behind the little desk, you know, and with ABC News and CNN and Fox News and all these other bullshit networks. And they get up there and they all read a script. They're all actors, folks. None of them do true journalism. None of them are researching, studying, trying to teach you anything. They're just propagandizing you. That is it. That is their sole purpose. This has been proven many times. You've probably seen the videos on social media where there's like 50 news agencies and they all are repeating the same script. Word for word. Verbatim. And you can tell you're watching these monkeys up there and you watch them like read the script and you can tell they don't even believe it. They're just like, ooh, like you can see in their eyes that they're probably thinking like, fuck, I'm a piece of trash reading this, but it's okay. I get paid to be a piece of trash. So I'll be a piece of trash. I'll sell out my country. I'll sell out humanity. I'm a demonic piece of scum. And you can see it in these people's eyes. Look at these artists. Oh, they got millions and, you know, mansions and all this shit. But you look at their eyes, man, they're soulless, man. They're total controlled assets and they hate it. And they know it. Some of them try to break out of it, folks. Some of them try to break out of it. And what happens is they go crazy. Because, see, they've been under MK Ultra, Sex Kitten, all these different programs, Monarch Butterfly programming, all these old 3-letter agency programs that were tested in small scales on test subjects that are now being used on a massive scale. And some of these kids, folks, if you actually, that are music artists and actors, if you actually go back to who they are, their parents are 3-letter agency people. They were doing this to their own fucking children, people. My God. Look it up. Most of these actors and these musicians, the big ones, the ones that are allowed to get the airtime, that are allowed to get big, they all connect back to people connected to intelligence agencies. And guess what? They put their own children through these MK Ultra and all this. Monarch Butterfly. They did this to their own kids, people. People, wake up. Don't you get it, man? You want to know who the demons are? They're humans, okay? They're humans. Now, I'm not saying that they don't have some kind of dark energy, dark entity attached to them, like a parasite or something, even possibly partially controlling them. What I'm trying to say is, though, folks, we got to be real about this. These people are demonic. they do it to their own children. You don't think they're going to destroy you and your family and your children? They don't give a shit, folks. They do anything for money and power. They'll do anything. They'll dismiss anybody. Okay? They'll poison anybody. They'll propagandize anybody. That's what these people do. Okay? It's time to wake up, folks. What I suggest is not watching mainstream media at all. At all. I don't see, and I'm not saying that I'm 100% with him, but he does speak some truth. Like Tucker Carlson. When Fox News got rid of Tucker, that was it. I have never, he was the only person I tuned into on there. I have never, not even on YouTube, if it's a Fox News clip, I shut it the fuck off. Oh, trust me, CNN, MSNBC, and NPR, and oh, you gotta love NPR. They take our tax money to propagandize us with commie shit. I mean, they're commies. If you ever watch NPR, folks, it makes you want to fucking puke. It is like the most disgusting propaganda with a bunch of loony leftist fucking commies that you could ever imagine. And I'm sorry, folks, I'm getting really worked up on this one this morning. And it's because I just get tired of humanity being so stupid. I mean, you just look at these people. I can't tell you how many freaking signs going up in yards I'm seeing around where I live with, and you guys will love this name I come up with. It's a little play on the words, but, with Harry Balls. You get my point, right? With Harry Balls, oh yeah, please vote for them. There's oh shit, I just said a word that's gonna get flagged. Uh-oh. Well, anyways. I mean, who actually backs Harry Balls? I mean, come on, man. It's two commies in a pod. And these people are such globalist actors, it's not even funny. I mean, it's so blatant. I just... I mean, when I see these people, like, if I see them outside and they have that in their yard, I feel really bad for that person because their level of intelligence is like subpar. I mean, I don't even know if they could rub, two brain cells together at this point because you're a complete clown, man. I mean, your programming is complete at that point. I mean, at this point, through all of this that we've been through, you still supporting that? Wow. I mean, and look, folks, I'm not saying that the other group's a whole lot better, because let's be real. Who pushed the Jabberoos? Who set all that up? And who doesn't want to backtrack on that? And they still stand up there, oh, I'm proud of I did that. Well, that makes me worry about the other side, too. Now, there's been some better developments going on, and we'll see, with the Kennedy now. I don't know how all that's going to work. Maybe we can get a good balance and unity going. I don't know. I mean, folks, look, I don't put a whole lot into voting, honestly. I mean, but what do we do, right? I mean, if we end up with Harry Balls, fuck, dude, you might as well kiss your balls goodbye, because, my God. I mean, these people are unbelievably evil. It's insane. It's a cuddly grandpa and all this bullshit, dude. The powerful woman. Look, folks, I have nothing wrong with women being in leadership roles and powerful roles, okay? I'm not one of these guys that would be like, oh, women are too emotional. They can't. No, man, dude, look at the men nowadays. They're emotional. Like, I don't mean emotional I mean, look, it's good to show emotion, right? You guys have seen me tear up on videos I've done because humans, when you feel emotion, right? I'm talking about this fake, hyperactive, emotionally charged, propagandized emotions, Just these people that just freaking out over stupid stuff that the media tells them to freak out. That's what I'm talking about, okay? I'm not talking about, tearing up because, something, happens that actually touches you deep inside, or... You know what I'm trying to say, folks. Not every emotion's good, right? I mean, you should have some kind of control over your emotions. And it's all right to be emotional at the right times. And there's times that you shouldn't be emotional. You should think logically, okay? Not be controlled by your emotions. And that's the problem. They've brainwashed all these people, and they get them charged with these fake emotions, and they know how to manipulate people. They know what code words to say, keywords, whatever you want to call it. They understand how to manipulate the human psyche. They know how to steal our energy and manipulate our energy. And the best thing to do, folks, is to just disconnect from it. Now, look, social media is not great, but hey, I'm doing the work I can on social media, okay? In video and in, forms of memes and forms of articles and other things that I do on all my platforms. I'm trying my best, folks, to fight this war for good. And I know a lot of you are. But man, we got to figure out how to reach our family members, because I've got family members that are just ultra globalists. I mean, but it's funny because when you talk to them about globalism, it's like they say, oh no, I'm not a globalist, but everything they do and say and believe in is for this ultra totalitarian globalist system that's being built. Like, they are all falling in line for it. I mean, to the point that if they're like, all of a sudden they're like, how China builds these cities with nobody living. It's like they'll build a city, then they move people into the city, right? Well, imagine them building a 15-minute city like that with walled in. So it's like a prison, basically. And then they're like, okay, all you dummy leftists, get on the train, hop aboard. Harry Balls is telling you guys to get on the train and go towards this new city. It's going to be fantastic. We're going to save the planet. Get on board, right? And all these idiots will file on board. Yes, master. Yes. Harry Balls for the win. And they all get on the train and they ride it into the station, into this 15-minute city. And then as soon as they get out, they get slapped with electronic devices and everything else. And then they get lined up. Here's your job and here's your apartment. They walk into their apartment. It's like a 300 square foot, like 1-bedroom apartment. You got to like take a shit while you're cooking dinner, and take a shower, from your toilet too and such. And, and then, the clock just said you got to go to work. And then they go in there and, guess what? You're managing AI and robotics that's already replaced your job. Hey, you're just going to make sure that, they're oiled up and, the programming's not getting messed up. And, there you go. Now file back to your little cubicle. Well, I'd like to go see the forest. Oh, well, sir, here it says you got to work 5,000 hours before you can go have an hour in nature. Because you're going to destroy the forest if you leave the city, okay? I mean, folks, it sounds ridiculous, but this is what these people are building, okay? They don't want you having cars. They don't want you being in nature. They don't want you living in the country. They want you in their open-air prisons called 15-minute cities. They want to control every aspect of everything you do, and they want to analyze all the data. They want to know exactly what your blood rate is. They want to know how you're thinking, what your emotions are, because you know why, folks. You know why, right? Really? There's some movies like Demolition Man and Minority Report, other movies that have touched on this. There's going to be thought crimes. Yes. 1984, all these movies mixed together. That's what they're planning. That's the ultimate. Once they have you chipped, or they have some kind of device or monitoring on you, not just on your, what you're saying, and because they all listen to what we say, and they all listen to what we, what we're saying, and a lot of this is already being tracked, okay, with your smart devices, which are nothing but surveillance devices in disguise. Well, they're going to be literally every function of your body is going to be tracked and data collected, and they'll know exactly what you're thinking. They're going to know exactly how you feel about stuff. And if, let's say that you don't want to be in that 15-minute city anymore, and you're getting angry about it, and and you're talking to yourself about it, and you're like even thinking about it, and you're getting angry about it, they'll know, and they'll come arrest you. Hey, what was that? What's that, son? What's that, son? You don't like living in your 15-minute city? What? What's that, son? You would like to be out in nature and you'd like to get out of this prison? Guess what, son? You're going to the clink. Oh, yeah. Yeah. And you get to watch 24-hour videos of Harry Ball's victory speech. I'm just kidding, folks. I'm sorry. I know this video is probably going to not go up on... Hey, look, if YouTube don't take this video, we're going to put this one up on Rumble, because I did cuss quite a bit in this video, and I, said a few keywords about the selection process and all that, which is all not allowed anymore on a lot of these platforms. So now, folks, I want to leave you guys with some positive. Okay, look, I know as we can turn this around, folks. These people are clowns. They're strawmen. Like, most of these people don't really believe in any of this stuff. They just go along with what they're told because they think it's the cool way. Because, oh, my leftist buddies think it's so cool to be a slave. Well, I want to be a slave too. Let that boot push a little tighter on my neck there, mister. I mean, these people are clowns, man. I mean, my God. But folks, there's more of us waking up, and there's our brothers and sisters on the left are starting to wake up, okay? Not all leftists are these wild goons that fall for everything, okay? There's a lot of leftists that are anti-war, that are anti the jabberoos, that are anti-poison in our foods. We got to meet and reach across the aisle where we can, okay? We've got to connect with these people. We've got to build a unity. It doesn't matter, Republican, Democrat, Independent, all that. Shit don't matter. That's all just titles, okay? We're humans, and we're brothers and sisters. We come from the same home. And some of our brothers and sisters, folks, in this game are lost, okay? They're fodder. They're gone. There's just some people, folks, that will never wake up. They're so deep in the MK Ultra programming that they're done. I mean, we can connect with the people that can think for themselves, okay? Not every leftist person wants this nation destroyed, okay? And folks, look, I always speak about the United States. I get it. I have an international following, okay? You in Britain, you in France, you in all these other countries, in Australia. Look, even in the East, in Japan and Korea. I have people all over the world, folks. Good. Look, you guys, this is all happening to all of us, okay? This is a worldwide, they are trying to bring in a worldwide dictatorial, totalitarian, technocratic system and force everybody on earth under it, okay? So they have to destroy powerful nations and independent nations. They have to bring us all to low. They have to destroy us, like they said, and do their great reset, okay? They've been telling us what they plan on doing. So look, I get it. What I'm talking about, the template probably works for your nation too. It's the same thing. They're doing the same thing to you guys. I get it, okay? I just wanted to make that clear. But anyways, guys, I'm here at work. I'm gonna have to roll here. I appreciate it. I love you guys. Remember about the $25 donation. Get you a half an hour Zoom with me. $50 get you an hour Zoom, and we can do a longer session if you'd like. That's one of my best ways to build up funds to build a studio in my basement. I have an unfinished basement, and right now in my upstairs, I just don't have any room. I tried to turn a loft I have over my living room into a studio, but it was just too cramped. I mean, the ceiling's you can't even stand up or anything. It's really low. It's cool to have guests over that can stay. It's like kind of a cabin home. So I tried and it was too small. So some of you were probably like, oh, I remember when you said you're going to have your studio. Well, yeah, I tried, but it just didn't work, folks. So, anyways, but I have a great computer setup thanks to another follower that gifted me, graciously. I mean, a beautiful system, no strings attached, like 3 months ago. And I appreciate, her and her husband and their family for what they did. And I don't want to name them because I don't think they'd want to be named, but, amazing family, and also, guys, send some positive energy to them. The universe knows who I'm talking about. They were unfairly ripped off by who they thought was a friend that stole damn near over $100,000 from them. So that's unfortunate, folks, that good people like that get taken advantage of. So send them some your prayers, positive energy, so that we can help them out. So anyways, I appreciate you guys. I love you, and I'll talk to you later.